On today's episode of Days of Our Lives, Hope has a dream about seeing Bo again, but he collapses. A familiar face also makes a surprise appearance. Shawn beats himself up for killing his father, and Channel helps Johnny with Wendy. Johnny tells Channel in the square that Wendy is not returning his calls since she is in Seattle with Tripp and there. He should give her some space, Channel advises, and then when she comes back, explain everything. Johnny fears that by then she will be with Tripp, but his flight was cancelled, so he was unable to travel to Seattle. Wendy blocks Johnny's phone number in Seattle. Wendy wonders what Tripp has in store for their date after their delicious dinner. He suggests that they visit the Ferris wheel and see the pier. Johnny receives a notification in Salem that Wendy's SNS are not receiving them. He goes off on how the drugged biscuits have ruined everything. Channel holds Sloan accountable and fears that she was successful in damaging her company. He takes her hand and expresses his regret that she must go through this. Leo strolls by and wonders when the big day will arrive. They aren't getting married, Johnny yells. Leo pulls out his phone to videotape when he discovers that Johnny is seeing Wendy, asking how she reacted to the news of his engagement. Johnny explains that Channel and he were both biscuit high. Leo is curious about these biscuits that everyone keeps mentioning. Is there a designer medicine he's missing out on? Channel demands at him to claim that Sloan drugged her breakfast biscuits if he wants anything juicy for his story. Leo moans that because of the most recent hot tip Channel gave him, Sloan has threatened to sue for libel. He will therefore publish a tale on Johnny and Channel as Salem's Bennifer reunion replacement. Johnny affirms that they were solely engaged as a result of the drugs. Leo argues that the use of drugs exposed their actual emotions. He chuckles, food for thought, and walks away. Tripp limps back to his flat in Seattle. He gets made fun of by Wendy for falling into the Ferris wheel seat due to a trip before they even got on. She uses frozen peas to freeze his ribs, which results in a kiss. Johnny queries Channel about whether they should discuss what Leo just stated in the square. Channel claims that it is not required. She offers to assist, knowing that he wants to be with Wendy. She grabs her phone and dials Tripp. The phone ringing interrupts Wendy and Tripp's kissing. Channel describes the facts around Johnny's proposal when Tripp responds. When Wendy answers the phone, she hears Johnny's justification. She is the only woman he wants, he claims. Johnny is delighted that Wendy agrees with him. Now everything can return to how it was. Wendy glances at Tripp thoughtfully. Harris admits to Kayla, Stephanie, and Chad that he knew about Bo, but kept quiet after tying up Thomas in the Greek lab. Angry at him is Stephanie. He admitted to Hope that he was mistaken because he knows it now. While the others return to the house, Harris makes the decision to stay behind to speak with the ISA about Thomas and return the prisms. Harris apologizes for not notifying anyone about Bo sooner before Kayla departs. Kayla grins. Hope weeps while holding Bo's body on the ledge. He is bleeding, but he still has a pulse. Shawn rushes to his parents' side as Steve uses Shawn's phone to call an ambulance. Bo has a revolver pointed at Hope, and Shawn mumbles that he was helpless. Hope sobs with joy upon having reached him. He wouldn't harm her, he said. Shawn exclaims in shock, I shot him. Hope leans in close to Bo. Hope yells at the hospital as Bo collapses. Bo is no longer here, the doctor regrets. Hope begs Bo to wake Shawn in a waiting area about his well-being. Shawn is unsure of how to respond to that. He is attempting to comprehend the fact that his father is still alive, but because of him, they could lose him once more. Shawn explains that Bo killed Kate, something he recently discovered through Harris. He had no intention of allowing his mother to suffer the same fate. Steve is aware. He saw the same thing about the circumstance. Shawn screams out that they were mistaken. Bo had just called Hope fancy face, which indicates that he killed his father willfully. If he passes away, Shawn breaks down sobbing. Steve gives him a hug. The wine cellar is deserted when Kayla, Chad, and Stephanie arrive. When Chad finds the hole in the wall, he realizes Steve must have escaped. Shawn's phone is called by Stephanie. Steve replies while still holding it and tells her about Bo. Hope sobs at the hospital, saying this can't be how it ends. She is informed by the doctor that nothing can be done. Bo has left, dead. Hope collapses. She imagines meeting Bo on the cliff again. In the dream, Bo apologizes profusely for holding a pistol to her. She is aware that Rolf changed his mind, but his heart is untouchable. Nothing, claims Bo, can take their love away. Not death, not Rolf. He advises that they never split up again, in an embrace. Stephanie and Kayla run into Steve's arms in the waiting area after Kayla has been examined. Who shot Bo? Chad wonders. It was me, Shawn declares as he stands up. I messed up miserably. Hope has a dream that Bo takes her to Victor's candlelit home. She advises them to inform their families the good news by giving them a call. Bo concurs, but first wants some us time. Against all odds, they manage to locate one another again. Don't we always, replies Hope. They get to live out the rest of their lives together, thinks Bo. The way that was intended. They raise a glass to the future. In front of the fireplace, they are encircled in each other's arms. Hope never imagined she'd be this joyful. She really adores him. And I love you, Bo adds. You are my heart and you always will be. She queries whether she is dreaming. They kiss fervently. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, Daily Bulletin News, and stay with us.